Hi, hello and welcome back to F1 Challenge VB. My name is Mephisto and our epic journey through the history of Formula 1 continues today with the second round of the 1965 season, the Monaco Grand Prix. It was held on the 30th of May. It had 17 entries, 16 of them took part in the race with 6 having to retire. The race consisted of 100 laps completed in 2 hours, 37 minutes and 39 seconds. Graham Hill started the race from pole, Brabham was second but retired on lap 43 due to an engine blowout. Stewart started from 3rd, Bandini 4th, Surtees 5th, Richard Atwood started from 6th, and he also retired on lap 43 because of some problems with one of his wheels. Graham Hill drove superbly the entire race to win the Monaco Grand Prix. Bandini, who started 4th on the grid, was 2nd, 1 minute and 4 seconds behind Hill. Jackie Stewart crossed the line in 3rd, 1 minute 41.9 seconds after Hill. Surtees ran out of fuel on lap 99 but was still classified in 4th. McLaren, who started the race in 7th, managed to climb up into 5th. He was 2 laps down, and rounding off the top 6 was Joe Siffert, who started from 11th. He was also 2 laps down. On lap 82, Graham Hill posted the fastest lap of the race, a 1 minute 31.7 second lap. Welcome to the fabulous Monaco street circuit, where a lap starts off with a long run into turn 1, Saint-Devote, a fast right-hander that takes us up the hill and into Massenet, a medium-speed left-hander, which leads into the Casino Square, a medium-speed right-hander with a very nasty bump on the exit. From here we go down the hill and into Mirabeau, a slow left-hander. From here the track continues downward into the station hairpin, one of the most iconic corners in Formula 1. Next is Portier, a slow right-hander that leads into the tunnel, a feature that can only be found on this circuit. This is followed by probably the most dangerous corner on the track, the Port Chicane. We've seen a lot of accidents here in the past. Then we come through Tabak, a medium-speed left-hander, and after a short sprint we come into the final corner on the track, the gasometer, a tight right-hand hairpin that brings us around onto the main straight, and that is a lap around the Monaco street circuit. And we jump straight into the race because, if you remember from the last couple of races, the AI is not particularly fast in qualifying, so there's no real point in me doing it because I would start from pole and that would be a bit of cheating, I would say. Anyway, Ginster starting from pole with Lorenzo Bandini in 2nd, John Surtees 3rd, Maston Gregory 4th, followed by Innes Ireland in 5th, and rounding off the top 6 is Lucien Bianchi. Then we have Mike Hillwood in 7th, followed by Ronnie Bucknam in 8th. In 9th we have David Prophet, and in 10th we have Bob Bondurand. John Love is 11th, followed by Graham Hill in 12th. 13th is Jack Brabham. 14th is Ian Raby. Denny Holm 15th. 16th is Sam Tingle, and bringing up the rear of the grid lineup here is Andy Higgs in 17th, obviously, who didn't qualify because, again, the AI is very slow through qualifying, and in fact, as you'll know that soon find out, the AI is actually quite slow in the race as well. And we are off, and that was a pretty good start. We managed to gain a position. I tried to get around a few more cars, but as you saw, I got boxed in, so there was not a lot of room to do anything as we now come through Saint-Devote, and everyone is very, very slow coming through this corner. Not quite sure why, but we are now in 14th, right behind John Love, and hopefully we will be able to overtake him soon enough as we take a look at a replay of the start. Again, a pretty decent start on Andy's part. Could have been a little bit better, but there's not a lot of room to maneuver around this track, so I guess that's kind of okay as we now come through Saint-Devote. And again, everyone is very, very slow through that corner. And now we come into the station hairpin, and we're in 15th, going on the outside here, and we gain a couple of positions. We move up into 13th. People are very, very slow through the hairpin as well. Now into Portier. Can we get a couple of more positions? Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. It would be nice to overtake Denny Holm as soon as possible, but if not, that's okay as well. Here is a replay of Sam Tingle, who apparently has a problem with his gearbox and drives off the map because, well, most of the walls here do not have actual walls, they're just decoration there. Anyway, we are now approaching the end of lap 1 and we are about to overtake a couple more people. I overtake John Love and Denny Holm then overtakes us. We are in 12th. get past Denny Holm, and we are in 11th, which is absolutely fantastic. And we are now right behind Graham Hill. Can we overtake him as well? It seems that not. He pulls away very, very nicely on the straight. He's very fast on the straight. But as we come into Sandevot, he slows down immensely, and we get past him and David Prophet as well. So we are now in 8th on only lap 2. That's quite a lot of positions in just a lap and a bit. As we now take a look at a replay of Lorenzo Bandini, who apparently has some problems with his brakes and drives straight into the wall out of the final hairpin. And we also have a replay of Bob Bondurant coming through the final corner of the track and drives straight off the map, because that's what you do. And we have also have a replay of Lucien Bianchi coming through down from Mirabeau into the station hairpin. We see someone stuck in a Ferrari, stuck in the trees. He gets hit by Bianchi, gets freed, and then Bianchi himself gets stuck, and that's where he will end his race. And here's another look at all of that as we now come around to overtake a couple more people who are very slow through the station hairpin there, and we are now in 5th, so we are in the points already, and we're only halfway through lap 2. Not a lot of opposition from anyone on the grid. Again, the AI is stupidly slow today, not quite sure why, as we now come through the final corner to start lap 3, and there's a Honda there clipping through the wall. I don't know if they're back in the race, but I guess we'll find out soon enough. And we move up into 4th place now as we start lap 3, chasing after Mike Hellwood, who goes very slowly through. Sandevot also got past Innes Ireland 2nd, and we now overtake Maston Gregory for the lead of the race, and that was quite easy. In 3 laps we gained 17 positions. That's how slow the AI was. Anyway, we have a replay of Richie Ginster here, who has a problem with his gear, apparently, coming through the final corner of the track and drives into the wall, because that's what you do when you have problems. I think, I don't know. We now move on to lap 4, pulling away from Maston Gregory quite nicely now. He's about 12.5 seconds behind us, so there's a very big gap between us. And we have a replay of Maston Gregory coming through Portier here with a brake problem, and he ends up at the sidewalk there and retires from the race. So that is the end for his race, as we now move on to lap 5, still pulling away from Innes Ireland, who is now in 2nd place. The gap is about 29.5 seconds to him now, as we now take a look at a replay of John Surtees coming through the final corner and driving into the wall, because I don't know, because reasons. Here's a replay of Ronnie Bucknam and the Honda driving off the wall, off the circuit, sorry. So that's the end of his race as well. And we now skip to lap 7, still pulling away. In 2nd place is now Graham Hill, who is almost 1 minute behind. So we are easily pulling a gap now. And we have a replay of John Love, who apparently has an engine problem and ends up stopping his car right on the hairpin. We see Andy there trying to go around John Love. Anyway, that could have been quite bad, as we now move on to lap 8, still pulling away from Graham Hill. He's now more than 1 minute behind us, just a little bit more, and I'm sure that we will lap him. I mean, we are really the fastest car on the track at this point. Here is a replay of Ian Raby coming through Portier, and he drives off the track. Someone should fix those walls, by the way. I really think that that's kind of unacceptable. Anyway, we now move on to lap 9, and we catch up to Graham Hill and finally lap him. We saw him there going very, very slowly through Sandevot, as we now take a look at a replay of Denny Holm coming through the final corner. He phases through that wall and out of the race he goes. Actually, he just he didn't retire, he just didn't classify. And we take a look at a replay of Mike Hillwood now coming out of the final corner as well, and well, driving off the circuit as well. And here we see a replay of Andy Hicks coming around to set the fastest lap of the race. This is not a lap record, but it is the fastest lap of the race, so congratulations to Andy, I guess. So yeah, anyway, we now move on to lap 11, and we finally caught up to Graham Hill and lapped him. And we now move on to lap 18, and I went a bit close to the wall there. It sucked me in, and now I'm stuck, so that's pretty much the end of the race for Andy. Here is a replay of that, coming through Tabak, and then rushing towards the final corner. I got a bit too close to the wall there, and again it sucked me in, and that was pretty much it. There was no way of freeing yourself. So last time we retired because I was a bit dumb and braked a bit late, killing my engine. Now the game decided to, well, screw physics and glitch me. Anyway, we now move on to lap 31, and we see a replay of Innes Ireland, who has a problem with his suspension. Coming out of Portier, he pulls onto the sidewalk there, and he's out of the race. And we now move on to the end of the race, where we see Graham Hill coming around to take the win of the Monaco Grand Prix, driving into the wall there for some reason. Brabham's second, Prophet third, and Innes Ireland finishes fourth. And here are the retirements. Unfortunately, we number ourselves among them, so that's not very good, but what could you do with? I don't know. I wasn't expecting to be sucked into the wall. Anyway, let's move on. And here are the career statistics. This was Andy's 143rd Grand Prix. His best start is from first, has 12 pole positions, has set 23 fastest laps. His best finishes in first, has completed 87 races, 69 of them in the points, has won 40 Grand Prix, 4 at the Indianapolis 500, 6 in Monaco, has 8 championships under his belt, has scored a total of 470 points, has retired 46 times, has completed 2,890 out of 3,560 laps, has 6 bronze trophies, 15 silver trophies, 40 gold trophies, and as an extension 40 podiums. And here is a quick look at the championship standings. Graham Hill takes the lead with Richie Ginther in second, Ronnie Bucknam and Jack Brabham sharing third. Sharing fifth are Bob Bondurant and David Prophet. The last person to score points is Frank Gardner down in ninth. And down at the bottom of the driver standings we have Mike Hillwood in 22nd. So those are the driver standings. Let's move on to the constructors now. And here we see Owen Racing Organization taking the lead of the constructors standings with Honda in second, Brabham third, North American Racing Team and David Prophet Racing sharing fourth. Fifth are Rec Parnell Racing. The last team to score points are John Wilmot Automobiles in seventh. Otello Nucci, our team, is eighth, and bringing up the bottom of the standings are Team Lotus in 14th. So that was the Monaco Grand Prix. Once again, not a very good result for Andy. And that really wasn't a good result for Andy, nor for Otello Nucci. We obviously would have liked to do a bit better, but it didn't really happen. Anyway, our next race is the Belgian Grand Prix at the Spa-Francorchamps circuit. Hopefully we'll do a little bit better there. Although considering that there are a lot of long straights and the car isn't particularly fast on the straights. In fact, it's actually slower than the Honda from last season. We might struggle quite a bit there, so anyway, we'll see how things pan out once we get there. But that is the end of this video, the end of the race, and again, could have been better, but obviously it wasn't meant to be today. So anyway, don't forget to vote for next season's team, link is in the description. I also have a second channel where I will be playing all sorts of different games. At the moment I'm doing a playthrough of The Darkness 2 and the movies, so if you're interested in any of those games and more, there will be a link in the description to my second channel as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, thank you all so much for watching, and as always, stay sharp.